what unique thing have you seen happen, not just theologically, but spiritually and just holistically in people when they began seeing the large narrative of the story of God? When books like Leviticus and the sacrificial system and blood and guts, when that stuff becomes something different, when it comes alive and people begin to see, uniquely enough, Jesus in some of those things. I mean, why is that important for us?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, for me, what I was frustrated with as a new Christian was I was introduced to theology or theological ideas or just, curriculum, like little discipleship books I would do or something. And what Christians believe was presented to me in these categories that they were clean. You know what I mean? Like God and salvation and these kinds of things. And there was a storyline attached to all of those, and I was introduced to it as, like I'm on one side of the gap, God's on the other, big chasm, and that's great. Like, that's a clean story. It really makes sense. But the problem for me, as I was growing as a new believer, was like I couldn't actually find that story anywhere in my Bible.
Right. Yeah.
I would read about floods and pestilence and weird stories about immoral people, and then you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like the Bible.
Right.
And I was like, what does the Bible have to do with this thing that I was taught?
Right.
And I think that's actually a disconnect that exists for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so we don't know what to do with the Bible. We're reduced to pulling out snippets that make our hearts warm and fuzzy, and then just stick with Jesus and the New Testament because it's kind of easier to understand.
Right.
And to me, that's just a tragedy.
Yeah.
One, and two, I think we really miss out on what Jesus is actually trying to tell us, because it seems to me, he really believes he's inviting his disciples into a whole worldview.
Yeah.
Not just to believe a set of truths, but to believe a whole new vision of the world and what the story of my life is about. Yeah. So that's kind of my passion behind it. I really think that the story we believe that we're living inside of affects all of our decisions. Yeah. And I guess I'm just passionate to help people make sure we're living inside the right story.